Hello everybody, I'm Richard Oldner and welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about the wrong cam. Actually, we're talking about the right cam and how every cam is indeed a turbo cam. I ran a stock cam, we ran a mild truck cam, we ran a high performance NA cam, and we ran them all with boost. And guess what happens? Let's check it out. To illustrate that lots of different cam profiles can be used with a turbo or actually with any kind of boost, with a centrifugal blower, a roots blower, twin screw blower, or nitrous or NA. To illustrate that these all work, I'm going to start off, as we should start off, with a stock camshaft, because as we know, on an LS application, none of the factory LS cams were designed from the factory as turbo cams, and yet when we run them under boost with a turbo or nitrous or a blower or anything else, they still work, because all that boost does is multiply whatever is there to begin with. So we'll start off with a stock cam. This was a 5.3 liter. We'll take a look at our description. It was probably a typical junkyard deal. Stock 5.3 LM7. It had a valve spring upgrade on the otherwise stock 706 heads. We ran 1 7/8 headers on it. It had a stock truck intake manifold and an appropriate size manual throttle body. On this combination, we ran 30-pound injectors, and we ran it with a fast XFI, I take that back, a Holley HP management system. We ended up running 29 to 30 degrees of timing, which is where this thing wanted to be, and the air fuel was around 12.8 when we ran this thing naturally aspirated. And when we did, this thing made 350-ish horsepower. This one was 352. 378 foot-pounds of torque. So in the high 370s, 380s, kind of 375 to 385 is typically where they turn out depending on what kind of condition they're in. But here we added a single turbo to this. And you can see that the turbo combination mirrors basically the NA combination. All we've done is elevate everything as a percentage of the boost that we use this. And this one, I think that this one was around 8 pounds. It says 7.8, but I just want to verify that. Yeah, we added larger injectors. We put a 2-bar map sensor on it. This particular turbo was a Precision 7675 turbo. We had a ProCharger air-to-water intercooler. We had our turbo kit with dual Turbo Smart wastegates on it. And we had a boost control, but we had no adjustments on it, so basically no control over it. We had new spark plugs. This was with 21 degrees of timing. We put 75-pound injectors in it, because as always, when you're sizing your injectors for any kind of turbo application, the injectors need to be able to supply enough fuel for your power level. In this case, we didn't run very much boost, 7-8 pounds, and we didn't make a ton of power because we weren't trying to do that with a stock camshaft. But what I want to show is that this thing made peak power about the same RPM. It still falls off toward the top of the rev range. It's making peak power at 5,400 or so. Peak torque is up here, 590 foot-pounds of torque. Again, torque curve almost exactly the same as it was when it was NA. And that's the point. Whatever you do NA, boost is just going to add to that, and we'll illustrate that now by running a couple of other cams that are also not specific turbo cams. So in our next illustration, we've got another 5.3 liter. This one was actually an L33, the aluminum motor, and I ran it with a truck Norris cam. So I'll show you, since we've already illustrated what happens when we run something with a stock cam, we'll show you what happens when we run something with a basically truck cam. And again, please note, I'm showing you 3 different camshafts, but it doesn't matter which ones I pick, because they all do the same thing. Here's what happened. Here's a comparison between the truck Norris cam and the stock camshaft. You can see that we have changed the curve. We made more power above 3,000 RPM, and it doesn't fall off like the stock cam does. It kind of continues to stay out there pretty well, which is good. Now we can kind of take a look, and this, again, this was an L33. We'll take a look at our test description. Junkyard L33 that I was lucky enough to score. It came stock with 799 heads. It had the flat top pistons in it. This one had the factory, when I showed you the stock cam, obviously it had the stock L33 camshaft in it. Has a stock early truck manifold, stock throttle body, 1 7/8 headers, much like the one that we had run before with LM7. We had collector extensions on it, no mufflers. We ran 80-pound injectors in it because we were going to be running boost on it. Stock damper, this was a baseline for the comparison that I did between the Truck Norris cam and the Sloppy Stage 2 cam. The Truck Norris cam was a 553 lift. They also make a low lift version of that, which Brian hopefully is going to be sending out. So I'll be able to compare that, and according to their testing, the low lift version of this camshaft actually does very well and might only be down a couple of horsepower from this 553 lift, which means you can actually run it with, without upgrading the springs dramatically. So it's a 212, 220 something, I don't know what that is, and 107.5 degree lobe separation angle. But this is our new starting point, so our new NA curve, and let's see what happens when we add boost to this. And by now, you guys should all kind of know what's going on, know what the program is, because this is the second time. Here's what happened when we ran boost with our Truck Norris cam. You could see it just does the same thing. Rather than falling off like it did with the stock cam, it continues to make power out there. The boost basically just elevated the whole thing. So this is another example that basically every camshaft is indeed a turbo camshaft. We can run boost on any of these. We ran this turbo setup was a, let's see, single S475 turbo. This one was from Summit. It was a T6 S475. It had we ran stock truck exhaust manifolds facing forward with the custom Y pipe. We had two 45mm Turbo Smart wastegates on it. We had the air-to-water intercooler on it. We had a TC1 electronic controller set for 7 pounds. The fuel pressure regulator was boost reference and stuff, although that really doesn't make much difference given that we had enough fuel flow for this combination. So timing started out at 14.5 degrees down low, and then was 20.5 above 5500. We ran this on E85 like I do with most turbo stuff, only because it's available at a local gas station, so it's easy to get, it's inexpensive, it has high octane, and it makes it safe. But this combination, by the way, under boost, we'll go ahead and put the peak boost up here, but it was 633 horsepower and 625 foot-pounds. So again, very low boost, easy to get, a very mild camshaft. This thing would idle well and drive well, as the Truck Norris cam works pretty well, but also allow you to make a lot more power, because we didn't run very much boost on this, and we could certainly turn this thing up. The turbo obviously had quite a bit more to give. It's about 1,000 horsepower turbo, so you could keep turning this thing up and make more and more power. Our final comparison was another 5.3. This one was configured with a little bit more of an aggressive camshaft, but again, it was an NA camshaft, not a turbo camshaft, but as it turns out, it actually is a turbo camshaft. So it's a 5.3 liter stock bottom end junkyard motor. It had 706 heads on it. It had a fairly good sized camshaft in it, a 454-11 cam, which is a 613, 623 lift. 227, 243, and 113 degree lobe separation angle. When we ran it NA, we ran it with 1 7/8 long tube headers, fast 90-pound injectors. We ran it with the LS6 intake manifold. I was doing intake testing on this and cylinder head testing. We compared the 706 heads to the 317s and the LS6 intake manifold to a short runner manifold. I wanted to show that what the different heads do and then what the different intakes do. And guess what? Whatever head you put on there, whatever your NA starting point is, and you add boost to it, it just starts from there. Just like with this camshaft test. So we ran this combination first NA and with an optimized tune. And our combination produced 467.7 horsepower. Peak torque checked in at 412 foot-pounds of torque. Here's what happened, just like with the others. When we added a single turbo, it made boost and made power. In this case, picked it up to 722 horsepower and 638 foot-pounds of torque. This combination worked well. It was 7.7 to 7.8 pounds run on E85. This one had a pretty fair bit of timing in it. It was about 23 degrees of timing. Again, on E85. I'll take a look at our turbo here. Single precision 76 with the ProCharger air-to-water intercooler. We ran dyno water on this. And to our same kind of combination are two Turbo Smart wastegates. And again, this goes to show you that even with, this is a fairly healthy, for a 5.3, fairly healthy, naturally aspirated camshaft. with an LS6 intake manifold and throttle body, 706 heads. We tried 317 heads. We tried a different intake manifold. We ran a bunch of different things on this, and guess what? Every time we ran it, it just did this. The turbo just multiplied whatever our starting point was, and that's the point I'm trying to get across. Stock cams, mild cams, bigger cams, turbo cams, whatever cam you put on there, all you have to do is add boost and good things happen. Let's get to our conclusion. Okay guys, what have we learned with another adventure testing turbo cams? No, it's not the wrong cam. It is the right cam, in fact. And here's the important thing. We tested a stock cam. We tested a mild truck cam. We tested a high-performance NA camshaft. And we've also tested turbo cams and blower cams and nitrous cams and any kind of cam that you can imagine. And you can add boost to all of them. Here's the important thing to remember. No matter what you're starting with, if you add boost to that, boost just multiplies what is there. So when it's time to pick a camshaft, pick a camshaft for other things, not just whether it's a turbo cam or a blower cam or a nitrous cam. Pick the cam that's going to give you the things that you want out of a camshaft. What is the idle quality? What is the drivability? What is the fuel mileage? What is the boost response? What is the maximum power output? What is the chop? All of the things that you think are important. Get the camshaft that gives you that. Have your starting point. Then add boost. I'm Richard Holder. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff. I'll keep testing.